Hello everybody, this is Yoko's Anime Reactions, and so far things seem to be okay for the most part. I haven't gotten any more strikes, but obviously I wasn't even expecting to get one yesterday, since the light novel videos were up for quite a while. Although if I had known that was going to happen, I wouldn't have uploaded those in the first place. I would have posted like redirects or something to YouTube and put them up on BitChute or something. But no, I didn't know that was going to happen. I figured that would be fine. It's freaking book reading, for crying out loud. Anyway, this is going to be my review for The World is Still Beautiful, episodes 7 and 8. These two episodes feature Bardwin, Livius' uncle. DK and Livius end up going into town, and he has to disguise himself because, he kind of stands out being the Sun King, and he doesn't, he wants to, I guess you go incognito. I cannot talk today. And sorry that I did not get anything recorded today other than this because I slept in. Or tried to sleep in. Anyway, to go to incognito, instead of dressing him up as a man, in a different disguise, obviously, they decided to dress him up as a girl. He looks cute as a girl, but he isn't happy about it. And as they're out and about, we see somebody following them and watching them. And it turns out this is Bardwin. And he has a bit of a flirty attitude towards Nike, and obviously Livius is like, no, you ain't doing that with my wife. Mm-mm. And he's very hostile towards Bardwin. And if I didn't know this, I would have been like, what the heck is his problem with his uncle? And he essentially is, I guess, worried that Nike is going to fall in love with Bardwin and leave him. And Bardwin actually ends up pulling a test on Nike to see if she actually does care about Livius. And thankfully she calls his bluff. However, this ends up putting them in a compromising position that Livius finds them in. And in his eyes, essentially, he thinks the worst has come true, that she has, essentially, is going to leave him for Bardwin. And she confines her to her room and sends him to the dungeon. And he's not in a very stable mindset at this point, because he essentially threatens that if you do try and leave me, I'm going to burn your country to the ground. And I'm like, good Lord almighty, man. Ever think to maybe talk it out before going straight to threats? Anyway, Nike realizes that something is going on between Bardwin and Livius, so she decides to try and do something about this. After she ends up breaking Bardwin out of jail, and they go for a walk, and apparently we find out that Bardwin had been in love with Livius' mother, but the feelings were not reciprocated. So what, was she just in love with Livius' father, or was she just content to not be in love at all? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Anyway, yeah, like I said, that's how Nike kind of figures out that something is going on between these two, and she wants to fix it. So she summons the rain with Neil's help. I think it was Neil. Yeah, Neil. Yeah, with his help, he gets the two out to the gazebo, and when they go in there, she starts the rain and makes it downpour until essentially enough to where they can't leave the gazebo, and they have to talk it out. And they eventually come to the understanding that Livius is angry at his uncle because he had up and left while he was still getting things set up as the Sun King after he had, taken over everything. And essentially Livius thinks that Bardwin abandoned him, which wasn't the case, because at that point Livius was not in a very, I guess you could say, stable mindset again. And essentially, if Bardwin had stayed, he might have been able to do something for him, and this whole situation might have been avoided. And they realize that they've been stuck in there for an hour, and the rain is still going, and they realize essentially that Nika is pushing herself way too hard. And you could hear it in her voice as she's singing the song, because it sounds like her voice is giving out, essentially. And thankfully, he asked Bardwin to be his prime minister again. So now things have been resolved between the two. Though, obviously, Bardwin's still going to mess with Livius at times, just because it's his nephew. Anyway, I hope you guys are excited for the rest of it, because we got 4 episodes left, so I've got 2 videos left for that show, and then I am done with it, for the anime at least. I just wish that they had made a season 2 at least. Give us a taste for season 2, please. Anyway, I'll get it uploaded and I'll see you guys next time.